All right, we are on to video 3. We are still working with leather hard clay, but this time we are going to be using some different tools. This one's more experimental with different ways that you can add texture to your final clay project. So still under glaze, and this time we are going to be using a paintbrush, a sponge, and a squirt bottle. So whatever you want to do with this is up to you. So what I am going to try is to create kind of like maybe a tree in the background with my sponge, and I am just going to dab it on here. You guys might want to pour a little bit out onto a palette. I got some on my sponge here, and I am just going to try to create just a different texture. You might even want to water it down a little bit. Try it that way. This could be a way that you want to apply glaze to your project. You could even layer it with different colors. Now the one thing that if you're doing this with leather hard clay is that it's not easy if you mess up to clean it up. If I add water to this to get rid of the glaze that I might not like, I risk the chance of disintegrating my project a little bit. So if you plan on doing something where you're mixing colors and you're kind of experimenting, you might want to do this on Squirt just so you have the opportunity to fix any mistakes. So I'm doing this sponging. What I would probably do is get another lighter color and sponge over top of it, or a darker color, and see what kind of effect that has. So I'm going to put my sponge down for a minute. The other thing that I have here is a squirt bottle. Now this one says that it is blue. What you can do with this larger one, you could maybe do like a dripping effect. You could hold your clay like this and you could drip some things across it. If you have a very tiny squirt bottle, it's actually a little bit easier to draw with that than it is with a tiny paintbrush. It's a little bit easier to control. Your hand doesn't have to be quite as steady, and there is a nice flow of glaze, so you don't have to go back and keep dipping your glaze with paintbrush. All right, so I'm going to try to drip it a little bit. I'm going to do it over top of, well, I'm going to do it over top of my paper. I don't know if you guys can see this. All right, so I got some drips. You can spin it, try some different effects, maybe tap it a little bit. You got kind of like a Jackson Pollock going on. Right? It's okay if you get your paper dirty because we're not keeping them anyway. All right, so that is video 3.